Monday morning, I stepped into the office, the hum of computers familiar. My desk was neat, spreadsheets open, ready for data crunching. But a white envelope sat on my keyboard, crisp, official. My stomach nodded. I opened it, hands shaky. From Mr. Kent, my boss. It read like a slap. Talia, your output is below expectations. History of missed deadlines. Pure lies. I never missed a deadline. I fixed others' messes, stayed late, saved projects. My eyes stung, but crying wasn't an option. Not here. The open plan office buzzed, coworkers glancing, whispering. "What's with Talia?" someone muttered. I shoved the letter in my drawer, pretending to work. Inside, I was fuming. Why me? I'd built reports that saved thousands. My heart raced, replaying every late night, every perfect dataset. The whispers grew louder, assuming I was failing. I wasn't. This was a setup. I didn't know why yet, but I'd find out. Silence was my thing, spreadsheets over drama, but that envelope changed everything. I wasn't just hurt, I was weak. Something big was coming and I'd be ready. Kent thought he'd break me. He'd see I was tougher than that. After lunch, Mr. Kent called me to his office. The door clicked shut and I sat, gripping the chair. He leaned back, fake smile wide. "Talia, this is a minor course correction," he said, voice slick, rehearsed. "Step up your game." I swallowed and asked, "Which deadlines? Which projects?" He waved it off. "Don't argue. Fix your attitude." Attitude? I covered for the team, fixed errors, met every goal. His words burned. This wasn't about work. It was personal. I nodded, staying calm, but my mind raced. Why dodge specifics? What was his game? As I left, he added, "I expect improvement." Back at my desk, I stared at my screen, heart pounding. He wanted me quiet, obedient. No way. This was a trap, and I was the target. The office hummed, unaware of the storm brewing. I opened my email, scanning old messages for proof. I'd been perfect. This write-up was a lie. Suspense built. What was he planning? I'd uncover it. Silence wasn't surrender. It was my first move. Kent thought he'd outsmart me. Wrong. I was ready to play his game and win. Thursday, I grabbed water in the break room, staying out of sight. Mr. Kent was there with his assistant, laughing. They didn't see me behind the door. "Talia's write-up covers us," he said, chuckling. "My nephew graduates soon. An open position's coming." My heart froze. His assistant grinned. "Clever move." I slipped away, pulse racing. So that's it. He was building a case to fire me, to give my job to his nephew. The write-up wasn't about performance. It was a setup. I thought of my years here, grinding through data, making the company shine. Now I was a pawn to push aside. Anger surged, but I stayed calm. I needed proof, not outbursts. That night, I paced my apartment. How could I fight this? Evidence. His words were a clue, but I needed more. The office felt like a trap, every glance suspicious. I wasn't quitting. Silence let me hear his plan. I'd turn it against him. My spreadsheets were my strength. Now they'd be my weapon. Kent thought he'd win easily. Nope. I was just starting, and I'd make him regret targeting me. By Friday, gossip spread like wildfire. Coworkers whispered in clusters, eyes darting my way. "Talia's in trouble," one said. Some avoided me like I'd snap. Others gave pity smiles. "You okay?" one asked. I nodded, hiding my hurt. I wasn't failing. I was the team's backbone. At lunch, Amira from marketing sat close. "Don't let it break you," she whispered, slipping a sticky note. "He did this to Fiona last year." My stomach flipped. Fiona, gone after a write-up, replaced by Kent's friend. A pattern. "What happened?" I asked. Amira glanced around. Fake complaints, then she was out. Same trick. Kent was a pro at this. The rumors stung, but her note lit a spark. I wasn't alone. As I left, stares followed. I kept my head up. Let them talk. I'd flip this. Amira's note stayed in my pocket, a small shield. The office was a chessboard now. Kent thought he was king. I'd show him I could play. Suspense grew. What was his next move? I'd be ready with my own. Truth was coming, and I'd make it loud. That weekend, I locked myself in my apartment, laptop glowing. I dug through old emails, saving everything. Project approvals, exec thank yous, timestamps proving I delivered early. I created a folder, evidence. Every file went in, sorted by date. My reviews sparkled, always exceeds expectations. The write-up's claims were nonsense. I found chats where Kent begged me to fix others' work. "Talia, save this by morning," one read. I did, every time. By Sunday, my folder was a fortress. Screenshots, PDFs, meeting notes. It proved I was a star, not a slacker. It showed Kent's tricks, approving my work, then slamming it. Why? For his nephew. I backed it up on a drive, safe from prying eyes. Monday loomed, but I felt strong. The write-up hurt less. It was his mistake, not mine. I'd use this when the time came. Silence let me build this quietly. Kent thought I'd crumble. Wrong. My evidence was ironclad. The office drama was real, but my plan was sharper. I wasn't just surviving, I was fighting back, ready to turn his lies into my victory. Monday, another blow. In the weekly meeting, Kent presented my report. My charts, my numbers, my typo in the footnotes. He claimed it all. Great work, team, he said, soaking up applause. My chest burnt. I'd spent nights on that. But then he tripped. Someone asked, "How'd you get those efficiency numbers?" He mumbled vague buzzwords, clearly lost. He didn't understand my work. Eyes flicked to me, but I stayed quiet. An idea hit. If he stole without reading, I could trap him. As people clapped, I slipped out, fuming but focused. At my desk, I opened the report. My formatting, unchanged. Theft, plain and simple. I saved his slides to my evidence folder. This wasn't just missed credit, it was proof he was a fraud. Suspense built. Could I expose him? Yes. Next time, I'd make his slip bigger. The office buzzed, unaware of my plan. Kent thought he was untouchable. Not for long. Silence was my strength, data my weapon. He'd learn soon enough. The write-up faded. My comeback grew stronger with every move. I set a trap. For my next report, I added a tiny error, a mislabeled column, easy to spot if read. I submitted on time, then waited. At the meeting, Kent presented it, grinning wide. No changes. When someone asked about the column, he shrugged. Small oversight. He hadn't checked. My heart raced. This was it, proof he didn't touch my work before claiming it. I noted the date, saved it to my folder. His slip was my win. After, I fixed the error for the real files. No harm done, but I had evidence. He was lazy, stealing blindly. The office hummed, unaware. I imagined his face when I'd reveal this. Suspense? Would he mess up again? Definitely. At my desk, I reviewed my folder, stronger daily. The write-up felt distant. Silence let me play smart. Kent thought I was done. Nope. My test worked, and I'd push harder next. His nephew might be coming, but I was building a case. Data don't lie. He'd learn that soon. My plan was tight, ready to strike. After the meeting, Amira pulled me into the copy room. "That column trick? Genius," she whispered, grinning. I've been watching him too. She'd tracked Kent's habits, stealing credit, playing favorites. She had a folder like mine, with dates, emails. I'm scared to act alone, but if you've got a plan, I'm in. My pulse quickened. An ally. We swapped numbers, vowing to share quietly. She sent a file, her notes on Ken's tricks. It matched mine. Together, we were unstoppable. "You're not alone," she said, squeezing my arm. Back at my desk, hope surged. Whispers didn't hurt as much. Amira saw the truth. Kent passed by, nodding smugly, clueless. That night, I added her files to mine. Our evidence was a wall now. The office felt less heavy. Suspense. Would we strike soon? Yes. Silence was our cover. Folders our dynamite. Kent thought he controlled the game. Wrong. With Amira, my plan sharpened. Write-ups were his weapon. Truth ours. We'd hit when ready, and he'd never see it coming. That night, I made a burner email. Untraceable. I wrote to HR. Concerned employee. Kent claims reports he doesn't understand. Check these screenshots. I attached screenshots, my originals next to his presentations. No names, just clues. Sent. Next day, HR emailed everyone. Report misconduct anonymously. Integrity matters. Vague, but it hit. Kent snapped at his assistant in the hall, face tight. Amira texted, "You rattled him." I kept neutral, but inside, I smiled. Our first strike landed. The office buzzed. People wondered about the email. Kent called a huddle. Ignore rumors, focus on work. His voice wavered. Perfect. I saved his reaction to my folder. The email was a seed. HR might dig now. If not, we'd push more. Silence let me strike unseen. Kent thought he was safe. Nope. Suspense. What would HR do? My evidence was ready. With Amira, we'd keep pressing. The write-up faded, my plan shone. He'd feel the heat soon. The office was alive, and I was in the game, ready to expose his lies. Kent hit back. He called me in, handed me a second write-up. Failed to collaborate, it read. I scanned it and laughed. Not planned, just real. His eyes narrowed. Something funny? Not yet, I said, calm. His face twisted, confused. He expected tears, not defiance. Sign it, he barked. I did, noting the date. Another lie for my folder. Back at my desk, I scanned it in. 2 write-ups, both fake. Amira messaged, he's scared, stay tough. I sent a thumbs up. The office watched, but I didn't care. This move showed he felt my push. The HR email spooked him. Good. I worked on my next report. Perfect, with another trap. He thought I'd break. Wrong. My laughter threw him off. Suspense? Would he push harder? Probably. My folder grew. My nerve, too. Silence was my mask. Evidence, my blade. He started this war. I'd finish it. The second write-up was his mistake. My comeback was building, ready to hit hard. I laid a gossip trap. In the break room, I sighed loud. Guess my days are numbered. His assistant was there, ears perked and nodding with fake pity. I knew she'd tell Kent. By noon, I heard him on a call. Her replacement's practically secured. Talking to a vendor, voice smug. I noted the time, saved it. Amira confirmed. Caught him too. Our folders synced. The trap worked. He admitted the plan. Nephew incoming. The office buzzed, rumors shifting. A coworker whispered, Kent's shady. My fake defeat lured him out. Silence let me hear his confession. Now I had proof. Suspense. Would HR act soon? I bet yes. That night I reviewed. His words were gold, clear evidence. With this he couldn't hide. Write-ups hurt, but my plan healed. Amira and I plotted next steps. The office was a chessboard, and I was moving pieces. Kent thought he'd checkmate me. Nope. My trap closed. Evidence stacked. His end neared, and I was ready to strike when the moment was right. Quarterly results hit. Our analytics drove huge exec bonuses. My datasets showed a 25% efficiency jump. My work. Kent took credit, strutting like a star. Execs planned a department presentation. This was my chance. I knew he'd steal my slides again. Numbers don't lie. My models powered those gains. My folder had proof. My initials in metadata. Amira texted, your moment. I nodded to myself. The office buzzed with bonus talk. Kent acted kingly, clueless to my trap. I'd watch him fail, then strike. Suspense. Would he crash? Yes. My data was my weapon. That week, I perfected my work, holding back source files. He'd get visuals, not code. Plan set. The presentation loomed. His nephew's tour was scheduled soon. Timeline tight. Silence kept me sharp. Evidence ready. Ken thought he'd win. Wrong. Numbers were my truth, and they'd expose him. The office drama peaked. Write-ups faded. Vindication called. I was ready to fight with facts and turn his lies into my victory. Late nights, I built a killer presentation. Perfect slides, deep analysis. I left out source files for Kent's copy. He'd have visuals, no backups. When questions came, he'd flounder. Plan, let him present, stumble, then I'd step in with facts. Amira reviewed, bulletproof. We added her notes, Kent's theft patterns. Our folder was ironclad. The office tensed as the date neared. Kent bragged about his numbers, unaware I'd set a trap. He didn't grasp the data's depth. Nephew's tour loomed. Suspense. Would he crash hard? I bet yes. I backed up everything twice. If he failed, execs would see. Silence was my cloak, evidence my dagger. I pictured his panic. Vengeance felt close, but fair. He started it. Write-ups were his game, data mine. The setup was flawless. Amira was ready. The office was unaware, but soon they'd know. My heart pounded. This was war, and I'd win. Kent thought he was untouchable. Not anymore. The presentation was my battlefield, and I was armed with truth. Presentation day. Conference room packed. Execs, team, CFO watching. Ken strutted in, my slides loaded. He started. My analysis shows huge gains. Buzzwords flew, but he sounded hollow. The CFO cut in. Explain the model's logic. Kent froze, sweat beading. Confidential processes, he mumbled. The room shifted, eyes narrowed. I counted 3 beats, heart racing. Raised my hand. I can clarify, I said, voice steady. Silence fell. Kent glared, the CFO nodded. I stood, explaining my model. Variables, predictions, all mine. Heads nodded, whispers spread. Kent's face turned red. My plan worked. Suspense peaked. Would he crack more? Yes. Evidence was live now. Amira smiled from the back. The office drama unfolded in real time. Write-ups felt like a bad dream. My truth shone. His end began. The room was mine, and everyone knew it. Actually, I built that model, I said, calm but firm. The room went dead quiet. Everyone knew my write-ups. I walked through the data, my creation, my logic. Clear, simple. The CFO leaned in. Impressive work, Talia. Kent cut in. She's just assisting. Eyes turned. I kept going, showing metadata with my initials. Whispers grew louder. Amira nodded subtly. Tension thickened. Kent shifted, uneasy. I sat down, pulse racing. The CFO asked another question. Kent fumbled, voice weak. My interruption broke him. Suspense. Would execs see it? Yes. The room buzzed. People connected dots. Amira's smile said it all. The office loyalty shifted. Silence wasn't weakness now. It was power. Kent's face burned crimson. My evidence spoke louder than his lies. The write-ups were irrelevant. Truth was out, and his nephew's plan was crumbling. I'd won this round, and he knew it. Kent snapped. She's exaggerating her role. Big mistake. The CFO tilted his head. Whose initials are in the metadata? Mine. The room buzzed with gasps. Kent stammered, trying to backtrack. My proof was undeniable. My name was everywhere. Amira whispered to a coworker, spreading truth. His control slipped fast. I stayed calm, letting evidence work. Suspense. Would execs act now? Signs said yes. Whispers turned to murmurs. Kent looked smaller, deflated. The turning point hit. My folder was my shield. His lies were exposed. The office woke up. Write-ups were forgotten. I'd flipped the game. His end was close, and he felt it coming. The room hummed with tension. Kent called me just a junior. Then Amira spoke. Talia's the expert. Ask anyone. Heads nodded. Others chimed in. She's always fixed our data. The team backed me for once. The CFO's eyes narrowed, taking it in. Kent shrank, stammering excuses. The turning point was here. My evidence, metadata, emails, proved my work. Silence broke. Truth roared. Suspense. Would execs move fast? I felt it coming. The office shifted. People saw Ken's lies. Amira's courage fueled mine. Write-ups were his trap. I'd sprung it on him. Vindication tasted sweet. His nephew's shadow faded. The room belonged to truth now, and I owned it. HR grabbed me right after. Your side, Talia? The rep asked, eyes serious. I slid my evidence folder across. Emails, timestamps, stolen reports. Her eyebrows shot up. This is a lot, she whispered, flipping pages. I nodded, calm. It's all true. She promised a full review. Amira texted, You nailed it. My heart soared. Suspense. Would they act? The folder was ironclad. The office buzzed. Coworkers sensed a shift. Kent's write-ups were backfiring. My silence had built this moment. Truth was my weapon, hitting hard. I left HR feeling lighter,
The game was mine now, and he'd feel the consequences soon. Kent fought back, spreading lies. I was unstable, hard to work with. Some coworkers bought it, giving cold looks. But cracks showed. Most saw his desperation. Whispers turned. He's the problem. Amira countered his gossip, sharing truth quietly. The office split, but truth gained ground. My folder protected me. Suspense. HR's next move. Evidence said they'd act. Kent's campaign faltered. His nephew rumor weakened. Silence let me watch, plan. I was winning. Write-ups stung less. His lies crumbled. I'd strike again soon, stronger with every step. 2 weeks later, HR called Kent in. Shouts echoed through walls. He blamed me, but my folder told the truth. Amira heard, he's finished. Irony hit. He'd trapped himself. My evidence, emails, metadata, undid him. Suspense. Suspension coming? Yes. The office lightened. People smiled at me. Write-ups were his downfall. My plan was perfect. Truth won this round, and I was ready for the final blow.
Friday, HR announced Kent was on leave pending investigation. Code for gone. The office felt free. Coworkers laughed louder, smiled at me. The air was lighter. But investigations drag, and Kent might fight. Suspense. Would he try something? Probably. My folder was ready. The nephew rumor faded. Silence had won. I could breathe again. Vindication felt real, and I was stronger than ever. Kent's nephew toured the office, strutting like he owned it. Someone asked if he'd replace Kent. He panicked. That's off the record. Amira recorded it quietly, added to our folder. Poor kid, a pawn. But he exposed the nepotism clan. HR took note. Suspense. Endgame close? Yes. The office buzzed. Truth spread fast. My vindication was almost complete, and Ken's time was up. HR sent a company email. Commend Talia for exceptional contributions. My name was on every report page. Loud, clear vindication. The office clapped. Amira hugged me. Kent's side stayed silent. Numbers were public. Truth was revealed. Write-ups were history. My plan worked perfectly. Suspense ended. I'd won the battle I'd fought in silence. Late one night, my phone rang. Kent, slurring, "You ruined my career." I felt pity for a second, then remembered the envelope, the whispers, the humiliation. I hung up. My evidence had protected me. His end was his own fault. Silence was my shield. Truth, my sword. Vindication was mine, and it felt incredible. Kent was gone. Mutual separation, they said. Everyone knew the truth. I got promoted to team lead within months. Sometimes I recall that write-up, the sinking feeling. But now, my name's on every report. Silence wasn't weakness. It was my weapon. The office is better. No regrets. I won, and I'm stronger for it. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video, comment, and smash the subscribe button. Also check out other videos on the channel. We've got more interesting stories for you.